welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do advanced focus because we've done focus tree in the past, but we're going to do a little bit more advanced just so you know the base stuff. Before this video starts, I do want to say we do have a Discord and we do help people in it a lot. But I try to reply to everyone if I can. So if you need any extra help, join the Discord. Okay, to start off, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the mod folder like normal. Now, this is more advanced as I said, so if you haven't seen the first focus, I recommend watching that. Alright, so we're gonna go to all mods, upload mod, create mod, YouTube vid. And then you just choose any of these. It doesn't really matter, you could change these later on. So I'm going to do national focus because it's a focus one. And then I'm going to go playset. I remember to turn on the mouse, by the way. And you'll probably have nothing in here unless you're making a mod. You add to current playset unless you already had yours. Then we're going to open the mod folder. So we're going to click these three dots and click show in folder. So this is your mod folder. Very empty, or there's a lot in it. Next we're going to open the Paradox folder. So we're going to go to Steam. We're going to right click, manage, browse local files. That was my bad. I'll probably have a few mistakes in this video. I'll try to cut out any of the stupid ones though. It happens to everyone. So this is the main game files right here, and we're going to use this as a template because it's the easiest way to make a mod. And this is your mod folder, and this is how we're going to make your focus tree appear and stuff. So we're going to make a folder called common and localization, and you really don't need GFX unless you add in custom GFX like that. So in common, we're going to make a folder called national underscore focus, and we'll do GFX later. So in here, for national focus, we're going to go common national focus in the main folder right here, and there's a lot of mods, or a lot of, not mods, you know what I'm talking about, right? I would say the generic one would be the easiest because it's generic, but we're gonna just grab, where is it? I want to grab a certain one just because I used it last time and it was fine. Iceland. So I'm gonna grab Iceland, and now we need to figure out what country we're gonna mod. So we're just gonna do it for Nigeria, I guess, because I don't know, that's the first country I thought that does not have a focus tree. So I'm going to rename this to Nigeria. And in here, this is the new focus you're making. So the ID, this could be whatever you want, no capitals though. Nigeria underscore let's do tree. And then original tag, this would be the Nigerian tag. The tag I believe is NGA, I think. I'm not or is that Niger? I don't know. Is default, this just means if it's like the default focus tree for every country, which it's just for Nigeria. And we're gonna remove this has DLC because you don't probably want to have a DLC for your mod. And I'm gonna close this and open this in Visual Studio Code so I can see any mistakes I make. Okay, so this right here, as you can see, it highlights. If I click right here, it highlights right here. If this is missing, it says, you know, one of them's gone. So what we want to do, this is not important. We don't really care about any of this stuff. Continuous focus. This is the like little focus that once you finish your focus tree, you do. And sometimes it'll block your view in the focus. You just change it to move it down a little bit. Alright, so this is Iceland, of course, so this is the first focus, and this is the second. I'm gonna keep 2 focuses, but I'm gonna get rid of everything else. So right here to the second to last one, I believe. Delete that, and then what I always do when I do delete massive, I check if it's still connected to this. If it's not, that means you deleted one extra or one less. Alright, this probably looks scary, so we're gonna make it look better. First, I don't like the tagged out message. Now, this is the ID. We'll go over this in a second once we clean everything up. This is like after you finish a focus, it will let you do this one. But if you haven't finished that focus, it won't let you. We'll show that a few times. Mutually exclude. We're not going to do that for the first focus, so I'm just going to tag it out with a hashtag. This is the positions. And relative position is like the position, whatever focus you have in there, it will be in that relative area +5. So if it's just this and it's 0, 0, it'll be on top of the focus that you have set right here. Cost is how long it's going to take, 10 to 70 days, because it goes by sevens. And completion reward, we're going to remove this add idea, but this is how you add ideas. And so the completion reward gives you nothing. Now for this one, we're going to also do we're going to remove the ID for now. Mutually exclude, we'll come back to that, so we'll comment that out. Relative, it will be relative to this one, I believe. This one, I mean. And that's good, we'll just modify the names in a bit. The cost, 70 days. Availability, if you control, but do I really want to control that? No. So I'm going to remove that. I don't know if I'll mess with availability that much. And completion reward, random state. We're just going to leave this because this builds a free building slot, and this is how you add a building slot to a completion reward. I might remove this part actually because it'll just be easier, shorter. Alright, and you can see my mistake, I deleted something extra. But the easy fix is just like that. Now it's fixed. Alright. So we're gonna actually open Hearts of Iron 4 because, well, once you save it, that is. Because let's actually rename some of these files real fast. So this would be nga underscore tree1. We'll just do tree1. And then for this one, we'll do tree2 because I'm not going to focus on names. And then you want to make sure you relative position and you replace that like so. So now it will be, next to it. And then we're also going to do the first one, and then we're going to untag that out like so. And now if we launch the game, your focus should technically show, but it won't be complete, and it will have these GFX, and we'll get into GFX a bit later. So we're going to move this to 1 or -1. I forgot what one it is. I think it's just 1. Alright. I already have the game opened. Home. Make sure your game on DLCs is this. We're going to launch, and I'll meet you guys there. Once we're in the game, we're going to just launch scenario. And since my country's not released, we're going to release it real fast and then switch to it. If your country's already released, you don't need to, you can just load in. So I'm in debug mode. Yeah, you could just type in debug when you load in, I guess. I forgot to show you. So I'm going to type in release nga, Nigeria right here, so tag NGA. And so if we look at it, there we go, it has a focus. And I mean, technically you could be done. You'd be like, this is my focus tree. So now we're going to get to a bit more advanced parts of it. I mean, this is easy. This is just setting up the tree and all that. Like, so now we're going to go back to here. Why is it so laggy? I don't know. Alright. And what's nice about this, I want to show, is if you do 0, it will move up. Of course, when you, if you exit to main menu and then load back in after modifying this, it will crash your game. And then you just have to reload it, that's fine. That just happens whenever you develop focus trees and you try to reload the thing. But if you like complete focus, dot auto complete, if you complete a focus like this, your focus is done, and you go back in and you modify something, it gets rid of the finish so you could redo it while testing, which is nice. Alright, so we're gonna make a mutually exclude, so I'm gonna make this 1, I believe -1. So we're gonna do a mutually exclude. And then I'm just gonna grab the one up here again. Oh, I made a mistake. I know I didn't. My bad, I was reading the wrong one. So I'm just gonna grab this. And it depends on how you want to organize these focuses. So I'm not that good at organizing focuses. I'm not the best at making them either. So we can set this to 0. Set this to 3. Control C. And then we're gonna do right here, unmark this, and then for mutually exclude, we're gonna open that, and we're gonna replace this with 2, and this should be 1. You don't want to make that mistake. And then for the X, we're gonna make this a 1 because the relative position will be 1. And that has a typo right here. Alright, now if we save this, you'll notice 2 things. 1, I didn't actually set the relative position. And 2, it's not mutually excluded. Now, to fix this, all you have to do is you're going to grab 3, go up to the second one, you're going to remove the hashtag, and replace this. And now they're mutually excluded. So if I do this one, we could do both. And if I do this one, you can't do that one. Next, this will build something in state 901. I didn't have to modify it because it's a random state. So that's a good thing. I like to use random states when put in a certain state. Now, to make it like so you can do your next focus, we're just doing all the basic stuff. I believe you can do, I think I copied a little, no I didn't. So you can do this, remove, mute, and this will, I'll just keep this at 1. No, you have to change this. Sorry. 2 or, what was the or? Okay, so to do or, you don't write or. I had a triple check. So you just do, I spelled tree wrong. So you just copy this part and paste it again, and then replace this with 3. And now you have the dots, but the focus tree is missing. And the reason for this is because it's on top of 3. So we'll just fix that by changing this to a 2, like that. And now it's down. Has the same name though, which will cause issues. So 4. And now it's fixed. Now if we do boom, and this one says requires one of the following, so if you do one of these, like this, unlock it. And if you do this one, it'll do the same thing. That's like the basics. Now if we go here, this is like all the effects that you get. And we'll probably do release capital first. Let me see, or change capital, because it has 2 states, so we do 902. So we're going to look, and this will be in the description. So we're going to go copy this. We're going to modify 1, just because. So set capital equals 902. We're going to do more than that though. We're going to do political power, add political power. There we go. Now if we look back at the tree, you get 40 political power and move capital dot. Which it should hopefully move, and if not, then I did something wrong. Now we're going to do add research slot. And we're going to put this in, we'll do the third one. Equals, and we'll do 2. So now I should add 2 extra out of the 2 we have. We look at this, gives research slots, so you have either you could build civs or you can get 2 research slots. I think this would probably be the best, but it's 2 research slots. So boom, boom. Now you got 4. And you basically just go through some of these, figure out what you like, you know. So in here, we're gonna have it so if you complete tree 4, we're gonna have a different country create a faction. So let's find country. Let's do Yemen. So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna type YEM, their tag, equals, and then the bracket, and then we're gonna do create faction equals banana. Now, if we look at Yemen, they don't have a faction. And if we get to this, Yemen creates faction banana. Now they're in faction banana. That's how you do different countries. And that's very, it could be important if you want like someone to declare war on you. You just put in their country brackets and then what the action is. Just so I could demonstrate 2 things. I'm gonna grab 1 right here. And then I'm gonna modify it to be 5. Tree 5. and its position is going to be 8. Now, also, a thing to remember of the reason why I set everything to relative position 1, and this is why. So 1 is the first one on the top that they're all linked by. I mean, you could do relative position of the other ones, but if you go to 1 and I change it to like 1, everything will move off screen. But everything will move depending on where I put it. Oops. Depending on where I put it. Where did that focus go? So that's why I set them all to 1. Next, we're going to do availability. Yeah, we'll do availability. I'm not sure how to do check if faction exists, but you know, I don't know everything. So you can just do, instead, we can go to triggers and just do country exists equals jur, but we're going to change it to Yemen. Yem. And then this one is 5, yeah. We're going to remove that, we're going to keep this and click or type add to faction equals, and then our country, NGA, available if that's why, because it's a typo. Alright, so now you see Yemen does not exist. If I release Yem, Yemen, I'm trying to release you. And then well, if I just do this, I don't really join any faction. As you can see. And that's why you'll probably want to make it a pre instead. But if you know how to do faction check, I don't. So, something I don't know how to do. And that's kind of the more advanced way of making a mod. Bypass. We'll do that real fast. So for 5, we're gonna also make it so here's bypass. I won't bypass. We can just type it under availability. Bypass country. Just gonna say it again. To do the not, you do not equals country, and then if you click it, well, now if you look at it, it says does not exist. So if we release EM, let me release it this time, there you go. So it does exist, so nothing will happen if we annex EM, completes the focus. Alright. Now we're gonna do goals. This is what these are. So we're gonna open goals. Shine is not important. And this is every single GFX. And to figure out what GFX is which, you go to GFX. We're gonna go to interface, then goals. There's a lot of them. And so we're going to find one in here. I have images. I don't really know how file manager images work. So we want to set, we'll do the research one. So, you know, like this. Yeah, you're going to hear that a lot when I try to search stuff. I believe if you just go in here, let's search file, I don't want that. You'll probably just type in research and it'll pop up. Make sure it's not in this folder, it's in goals. Continuous focus. They use that research, so no. Research 2. We'll use this. So we're gonna grab research 2, go here, and we're gonna replace icon of 3, not 5, like this. Then once we save it, it changes to the research icon. And you'll just basically do this with all of them. I'm sure you can also Google the GFX files and their things. But like if you're looking for something like a handshake, I don't know that file name, but it's befriend, I think, or something. And we'll put this at 4. Make sure it has all the what is it? S. There you go. You have that. There's a few more things we need to do. So you can add the images. Next, we're gonna. Oh my god, I dropped stuff. We're gonna look at just this one, 5, and if we change this cost to 11, I want to show you. So 10 is 70, as I said earlier. This will be 77. So it'll be how long it takes. You could do 1, but you can't do like 0.1. That'll just be 1. So it'll be 1, 2, and then 70. You know, if you want 490 days. But most focus trees use 10 because it's 70, you know? Finally, we're gonna go to the final thing, and that is called GFX, or not GFX, it was just in there. You're gonna go to Localization, English, and then open. Okay, and to fix where it's not showing the name, all you need to do, go here, and I'm just gonna delete this entire folder. Then I'm gonna open this, and then I'm gonna actually copy the name, so F2 on this, and then go new folder, paste that, open this, make another folder called English, do not misspell that, and then I'm gonna go and grab focus, and I'm gonna rename it to NGA underscore. You don't need to, but you should. I recommend doing this, and I'll show you how to organize focus trees individually after. Next, you're gonna go click right after the dot, the 2 dots, scroll all the way down, hold shift and click, and then click the backspace. It's all deleted. Then you click enter space. Then we're gonna go to our national focus, Nigerian tree. Then we're gonna go to ID1, copy it, gonna paste it right here. Make sure there's no extra spaces, only 1 space at the very beginning. Then we go to the 2 dots, 0, quotation marks, the name, so build the nation. Then we're gonna do the same thing, underscore desk, DESC, 0, this is test desk description. Then we're gonna make 2. We're only gonna do 2 of them, so you can understand the main. Mutual me. Sure, mutual me. That makes sense. I'm not really trying to make it make sense. This is second desk. And if these are named the same thing, they should work as, you know. So now, if we launch, you're gonna go single player, new. I don't even know when I just clicked, but okay. I'll say I clicked 39, it's fine. God. Alright, once we're here, we're gonna go release, and if we look at them, they now have the names and the description. Let's go tag. You're not. And if we look at the description, this is a test description. This is a second description. If you have any issues, go to the Discord and I can help you. But that is how you do it. That's the full thing of modding. And with the focus part actually working. Not a capital part though. You can figure that out on your own by Google. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you can make some more advanced focuses. This is kind of similar to the previous focus video, just a little bit more advanced. I think the next video might be ideologies and then events, because I just wanted to make an ideology video really bad. So, yeah, goodbye.